This is my cam you waited for.
Yeah, it's called a pound shop. Everything's a pound, Steve. I got 3 cans of Lucasade for £1. Get yourself down there, mate. Check this shit out. It's Kev Ashford here for the Bandcam. As you can probably tell by the tone of voice, I ain't in the best of moods. It's purely down to the fact of the Chelsea match. But I'm going to look into it because in times like this, when United are defeated, people start looking for answers, United fans. They sort of, I wouldn't say they turn on each other, but everyone's looking for answers. And, you know, let's blame Michael Oliver. Michael Oliver is a twat. And he is a twat face, right? He's got one of them faces that between the hours of sort of 5 and 9, every night, Monday to Friday, I would love to repeatedly beat with a piece of 4x2 timber with a nail, you know, through the top of the timber. Because he's just got one of them faces, a bit like Fellaini, that you just want to beat the shit out of. But can we blame Michael Oliver? You know, all these people banging on Twitter, you know, fair enough, I understand you try to look for somebody to blame. It's a team game at the end of the day. And if you want to look at anyone that's made a mistake, it's Herrera. And I'm certainly not singling him out to say blame Herrera or anything. I've just said it's a team game and it's just a stupid second foul to make. Herrera is already on the yellow card. Why did he feel the need to make and misjudge, you know, a silly challenge like that? Hazard is, you know, he's not running towards goal. He's outside the area. You know, back him into a corner, get him out wide, do whatever, but don't make a foul. Oliver has already said to Chris Smalling, who was a captain, he's blatantly said the next person that brings him down, because United were targeting him, they were trying to get close to him, trying to get in to stop that supply. And the game plan up until then, I thought was working perfectly. De Gea made a couple of really good saves, but United were well in that game, and it was always going to be hard enough. 11 against 11 against Chelsea. There was the surprise before. We heard that if you listen to them knobheads on TalkSport, Adrian Durham, this game is set up for Mourinho to park the bus. He's going to play Fellaini up front. The mind games come in and Rashford played up front. You could tell he wasn't 100% fit, but he did really well, Rashford. And that one chance after they'd taken the lead where he had that one-on-one with Cahill, absolutely did him for pace, and Courtois made a good save. You know, that could have brought us back into the game. But like I said, it was always going to be difficult against the Rent Boys. And on the night, the better team won. Yeah, we can bang on and say, what if it would have been 11 against 11? We played, you know, from 35 minutes, we played with 10 men. It's our fault. It's Herrera's fault for making the challenge. If the ref has said to him, or our captain, the next man that brings him down getting a yellow, why is Herrera making that challenge? Like I just said. Yeah, I'm disappointed. We're the holders and we are now out. We've been beaten by Chelsea. Mourinho won't be happy with it. But there's one thing that it really did get to me last night before I turned off the telly and went hunting down my cat to give it a good kick across the room. I'm joking, of course. Don't start with all that RSPCA shit and start getting in touch with me. I would never kick my cat. Coco's a lovely cat. But the one thing that gets on my tits, and I said it in my previous video, is, it's Chelsea fans. What? Judas. Jose Mourinho is Judas. How does that even work out? Do you know, that in terms of calling somebody Judas is... It would have been like when Robin van Persie come back with Fenerbahce and scored that goal against United. That would have been like the whole crowd standing up and shouting Judas and giving him dog's abuse. You think what Van Persie did in that season, won us the title, more or less single-handedly. He was amazing. What did the United fans do that when Van Persie scored that goal? Standing ovation. Granted, we were winning the game, I still think if they'd have took the lead and done it, United supporters would have clapped Van Persie. We've got a history of doing that. We show our appreciation to these kind of players and people that have done good things for the club. Like Ronaldo when he come back to Old Trafford. How can you call him Judas? Mourinho, Chelsea had no history, nothing. They were a nothing shit team until Abramovich bought them out. And Jose Mourinho wrote the first chapter in Chelsea's history. So to treat him like that and call him Judas. Hello, McFly. Didn't you sack him? Oh, wait, twice. Twice you sacked him. Chelsea sacked Mourinho twice. And let's just rewind a bit. When he got sacked the last time, who were you booing? Were you booing Costa? Were you booing Hazard, Fabregas, saying that the players' levels had dropped from the season before when he won you another league title? Yes, you were. You were not booing Jose Mourinho. In fact, some of yous were in floods of tears saying you couldn't believe he'd left, and you turned on the players, and now he's come back as United manager. You turned on him. Well done. Very big of you. Absolute dickheads. Really are. It just goes to show them. They are a tin pot club, tin pot fans. They waited until like the 94th minute with about 2 seconds left before they started singing "We're going to Wembley," because they knew that United had them a little bit on the ropes towards the end. It looked like if anyone was going to score, it'd be United. But I'm not totally talking with red tinted specs on. I thought Chelsea were the much better team, and N'Golo Kante, who cost only £5 million more than Marouane fuckface Fellaini, absolutely bossed the game. And there was people on Twitter the night before questioning Kante, saying, what is he about? If you watch the Chelsea game this season, and especially the 2 games he's played against us, I think it's the only 2 goals he scored for Chelsea against us, he's been magnificent. And Fellaini coming on for Mkhitaryan, I mean, it did change the game, obviously the sending off, but Fellaini was chasing shadows. I could count on one hand the amount of touches I can remember off the top of my head he had. He was absolutely lost in that midfield. And Pogba was no better. Don't think for a minute I'm going to say Pogba was great. He needs to really sort his shit out, Pogba. Because every time we have a result like this, it's him that the press are coming looking at and saying, he's £89 million, it's not worth it. The price tag doesn't bother me. He's picking up good wages at United, so start putting it in. Yeah? I don't want to be too negative. I'm a positive kind of guy. Forget the FA Cup. We've now got to get back up for Rostov on Thursday night, and this really now is becoming the most important competition in our season if we want to get in the Champions League. We've never won the Europa League as a club, as Man United. Mourinho will get the boys back up fighting for this one. Hopefully we've got a few more players back, because he did juggle the squad. It wasn't a full strength team. And hopefully Rashford feels a bit better, because he put in a great shift against Chelsea. Valencia was absolutely sensational. I thought, not Jones, don't like him. Ashley Young did well at left back as well, or down the left side. Darmian, not great. He's since them first few games he played for United, where I thought he was going to be great, he's not really impressed. Like I said, Rashford run his absolute cock off running around. And I thought Rojo did a good job on Costa, winding him up, playing his own game. And he's a useless piece of shit, that Costa. He's a great footballer, no doubt in that. One of the best in the league, but what is this? It always seems to be Chelsea forwards, He's like a carbon copy of Drogba. Such a big physical guy who puts himself about, but Jesus Christ, give him a slight touch, man, and he drops to the floor like a sack of shit. Listen, right, it's Rostov Thursday. We're out the FA Cup. Get over it, man. Get off social media. Stop debating with other fans and saying, where did it go wrong? It's gone wrong. It's over. And we move on to the next game. Ultimately, we are Man United. And we move on. Sir Alex Ferguson, a great trait of his, was always, in the aftermath of defeat, we rise back and we accept the challenge. We know what's expected, so let's kick on and get into the Europa League. And I'm going to wrap up. I will be back on Friday with the usual shit. We'll check out what Bushyhead's been up to in Fellaini Watch. Disco Dave has got the lowdown on Antoine Griezmann and Alexis Sanchez. So brace yourself for that. I'll get in touch with him and see what he's saying. We will be giving away the headband. Yes. The headband from Nissin, who are United's official dildo sponsor. So I've got an idea of who I'm going to give it to, but it'll be from the comments. I'll get that sorted. Always giving out prizes on Vancam. It really is the channel to watch. Prize giveaways. You know what I'm talking about. Enjoy the match anyway. I'm off to get some work done for the Reds on Thursday against some shite team called Rostov. Probably just cursed it now. They'll probably beat us. Come on, United! Yeah!
It started with a kiss. Never thought it would come to this.